Pokemon. Who doesn't love Pokemon? If you don't love Pokemon, you're lying. You're lying. You're absolutely lying. You've got Pokemon like Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur. Oh God, I love Pokemon. Blastoise is my homie. That's my main one, Blastoise boy. Everyone hops on the Charizard train, but I'm a Blastoise man through and through. Everyone, there's a lot of hate towards Venusaur because he always, never gets picked. But chronologically, not or maybe not chronologically, I don't know, in numbered order, uh, Venusaur is actually first, and I wanted to do Pokemon right, so we're gonna do Venusaur first. That's the boy we're gonna be drawing today. And we'll probably do more Pokemon drawing videos in the future. I don't know, but I'm just super excited. So let's just get right into that.
So what we're going to do today is actually pretty special. We're going to draw the first three Pokemon. So we're going to draw Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. So we're going to cram three Pokemon into one drawing, and hopefully it doesn't end up being a complete disaster. But that way, I really want to draw all of the original 150 Pokemon. And this way, if you fit three into one drawing, you can do that without having to make 150 videos. I'm sure my 22 subscribers would love 152 videos, but uh, we're just gonna settle for cramming right now. So anyway, let's talk about the drawing. Um, Stay on topic. We're drawing Bulbasaur right now, which is the first evolution. If you've never heard of Pokemon, which you're lying. Um, and we just his head's very round. Uh, his legs just come right down from his head. He's got no neck because he's just a little frog, turtle, reptile, something. His back leg comes right into his front leg, so no body in between. But you can see some of his tummy in between his two front legs. And then we're just going to draw the bulb on the back of his head, or on the back of his back, I guess. That's super simple. And since we're drawing three Pokemon that look kind of exactly the same, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip ahead in some parts, like because we're going to be repeating the same techniques over and over again throughout the drawing. So you might, if you're, the video is going to jump a little bit every now and then, and so just be prepared for that. Um, uh, so Ivysaur, or not Ivysaur, wrong one. Bulbasaur was giving me a little trouble with his eyes. He also has these little spots all over his body. They're kind of like a cow has spots. They're really cute, actually. He's he's a cutie. He's a sweetie, and nobody ever picks him. He sits in Professor Oak's office for forever. Oh, so what I'm doing right now is I just drew a very faint line at the bottom to make sure the feet of uh, Ivysaur that we're drawing now line up with Bulbasaur. And we're just about to, boom, just draw the rest of it. Um, I missed some video. I forgot to press resume there, but you didn't want to watch that anyway. This is the exciting part. We're actually adding ink now. Um, and so again, just be very careful with the ink. We're only inking in certain spots, uh, especially on Venusaur. Venusaur's got the most detail out of the three, the big one in the back. Uh, so we're not inking in Bulbasaur spots. And then you just ink in the rest. It's as easy as that. Now we're going to add marker. Um, Crimson red on the eyes and the inside of the mouth. He looks like a vampire right now, but he'll look more like a Pokemon in a second. The red eyes and blue skin the red eyes, blue skin, and green bulb on the design on Bulbasaur is a really good design choice in my opinion. Really appealing because the red of the eyes, when you think red eyes, you usually think like, oh, it's some evil thing, but it actually it contrasts with the green of the bulb and makes for an interesting character. that I really like. Uh, they're opposite colors on opposite ends of the spectrum. What are they called when they're like that? Come on, Art Brain. Complementary colors, red and green are. So that makes for a very good design, and props to Nintendo always. I could give props to Nintendo for doing nothing at all, basically. I mean, uh, but now we're just gonna move on to the bold true green, and we're just making it like a round shape, like a sphere. So adding some shadows just on one side, and our light source is gonna kind of be coming from the right side, kind of upper right. Yeah, you can say I put a circle where I want my light source to come from. And yeah, it's just as simple as that. I did get a little too hasty. You can see on his back leg, the ink began to blur, and that uh, that's just a product of, not letting the marker dry enough and the ink blurs, but it doesn't bother me too much, so I'm gonna leave it in. Anyway, now we're moving on to uh, Ivysaur. The color of his blossom on his back is actually the same kind of color we used on Bulbasaur's tongue. Uh, and Ivysaur's cool. I think Ivysaur is a cool looking Pokemon. And we're just adding different shades of pink to uh, make it look really cool. Also, because I didn't plan this drawing out very well, um, gosh, you can't even hard Venusaur deserves a left eye, and we all know it, but you can't hardly see it. So I mean, just I feel bad. He he never gets picked at the beginning of the game when you're picking your starter Pokemon, and now he's crammed in the back like some unwanted second born child or something like that. But now we're just shading in Venusaur's kind of palm tree mushroom type thing. You got to be careful. There's some spots that are just white, and so you want to be careful not to make sure to plan out those spots. Thankfully, I did it pretty perfectly because I basically, never make mistakes at all. And so you just got to keep drawing. What that's prime art advice. Keep drawing. Um, uh, we're just doing the exact same thing we did before, using different shades of pink and peach as a complement to create this kind of cool color effect. And later we're gonna add a different shade of pink, pink over the top to add some. Oh,
They ask you how you are, you just
I
have to say that
basically,
you're fine when
never
you're
make
not really
mistakes at
fine,
all.
but you just can't get into it because
Okay, all right, now that I'm back. Uh, thank goodness for whiteout, am I right? Um, Now we're gonna just keep adding more pink to the darker spots, and adding peach and pink, and just kind of all kinds of things. And I forgot to add a white spot there, so I added some white out, and it looks horrible, but nobody's gonna notice because it's shoved in the back, just like Venusaur is. Yellow on top, just kind of like it was for the stem. And now we're gonna shade in what's behind him, the void, I guess. That it's really just the shadow of his palm tree mushroom thing. And now, speaking of shadows, we're gonna add shadows around everyone's feet using blue slate, repeating a color that we've been using as a shadow uh, throughout the drawing to make shadows for everyone else. I think that it gives the best effect for shadows to use a repeated color. Um, Now, because I thought the Venusaur's leaves were kind of blending into Ivysaur's leaves, I decided to add apple green to his leaves to make them stand out from Ivysaur's. Uh, and I also think it looks better. It complements that palm mushroom thing. We need to give it a name. The palm mushroom tree. Palm. Mushroom tree. Mushroom tree sounds good. All right. We're done with the mushroom tree. Just focus. And that's just about it. This was a fun drawing to do. It didn't turn out so good. As well as I'd hoped. I didn't plan it as good as I should have. I really should have drawn Ivysaur first and then drawn the two in front of him. That way, he could have his left eye. But, you know, it is what it is. Pokemon's great. I plan on doing more Pokemon drawings in the future, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and have a great day.